The Moonstone path. Ari was the smallest kid in the village, small enough to slip between fence rails and hide inside cupboards, but their imagination was enormous. Every night, Ari sat on the windowsill and watched the moon. It always seemed to wink back, as if sharing a secret no one else could hear. One night, when the moon was full and bright as a silver lantern, Ari heard a soft tap, 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 tap on the glass. They opened the window, and a pebble-sized glowing stone floated inside, humming gently. Ari cupped it in their hands. The stone pulsed once, twice, then projected a thin ribbon of shimmering light onto the ground outside. It stretched into the forest, like a glowing trail. Ari knew magic when it called. With a deep breath and a racing heart, Ari tiptoed out the door and followed the moonlit path. The air grew cool and sparkly, as if filled with invisible fireflies. The trees sighed and leaned aside to make room for Ari. The leaves rustled greetings in languages older than stories. The Moonstone path wound deeper, until Ari reached a clearing where time felt different, slower, softer. At its center sat a silver stag with antlers shaped like crescent moons. "You came," the stag said, its voice echoing like distant bells. Ari swallowed hard. "Were you calling me?" "You heard," the stag replied. "Few small humans ever do." The stone rose from Ari's hands and hovered between them like a tiny moon. "Tonight, the moon chooses a traveler," the stag said. "Someone brave enough to walk the hidden places." Ari trembled not from fear, but from the feeling that something important awaited. "Where does the path lead?" Ari asked. "Wherever your heart can imagine," the stag answered. With one graceful nod, the stag tapped the moonstone with its muzzle. The forest erupted with light vines turned to glowing ropes, flowers to miniature constellations, and the ground shimmered like stardust. The path now stretched in every direction, each one glowing a different color: ruby red, ocean blue, sunrise gold, deep violet. "Choose," the stag said. Ari stared at the trails, heart thumping. The blue one rippled like waves, the gold one hummed with warmth, the violet one smelled faintly of forgotten dreams. Ari pointed to the gold path, and, in an instant, the world shifted. Ari found themselves running across floating islands, each one blooming with luminescent petals. They slid down waterfalls of warm light. They leapt over bridges made of cloud threads. Friendly creatures, foxes with wings, owls wearing tiny crowns guided them, bowing as Ari passed. Ari felt taller in this place, not in body, but in spirit, like they mattered in a way they never knew. At the end of the journey, the moonstone returned to Ari's hands. "It's time," the silver stag said from behind. "For what?" Ari asked, clutching the stone. "To carry magic back with you." The clearing dimmed, and the paths folded gently into darkness. Ari blinked and they were home again, the moonstone still warm in their hands. From that night on, Ari glowed, not literally, but in the quiet confidence of someone who had walked among moonlit wonders and returned with the promise of more. And sometimes, on the right kind of night, when the moon was full and the world was listening, Ari would feel the moonstone pulse again, a new path waiting.